We're not getting any earlier, are we? If your round is proving too demanding, you should take the matter up with...
Oopsie daisy, it's my fault entirely, dear. Clumsy's my middle name.
Yeah, well, keep away from me.
No, I'm afraid none of the administrative staff are here at the minute.
Is here. None takes the singular form of the verb. I trust you don't mind my pointing that out.
No, I'm actually very grateful. The receptionist will be back in a minute, so you can either hold on or, maybe phone later.
Or you could take a message. If you're permitted to do so, that is.
Do you know, I'll take the risk, actually.
I sent a letter first class to your senior practice manager on the 18th of this month, and... Am I going too quickly for you?
No, I'm just about keeping up.
Even considering the vagaries of the postal service, I had expected a reply by now. The name is Lewisham. Have you written that down?
Yes, in my best handwriting.
My thanks. Good day.
Hello.
Why didn't you give this to Ruth?
Because she'd already tootled off to a training session and you weren't here. It's not like you to be late.
11:15 and I'm not late. She left early. And I would have been here sooner, but I had to walk the last part of my journey. There was a little unpleasantness at the bus stop.
Oh, what happened?
Water under the bridge.
Oh, la.
So nice.
Did you have a heavy night?
No, it wasn't supposed to be. I went for a takeaway and bumped into some old mates from college who I hadn't seen in like forever. I had lots to catch up on.
One drink led to another, then you ended up in a club.
I only had 4 hours sleep.
If you were in a fit state, you'd have remembered that today you're booked in to work from home. You're free until this afternoon when you have a meeting with Julia.
This afternoon I'll be crashed out in my bed, thank you very much.
But this meeting's been scheduled for weeks.
That's why I'm here, to ask Julia to postpone it. I tried calling her, but her mobile's like permanently off.
Oh, give her a chance. She just got back from holiday.
And she'll be in no mood for any nonsense from you.
Nice to see there's still some gentlemen around.
Do you need a hand with those?
Oh, yeah, thank you very much.
Buenos dias! Julia, how lovely to have you back, dear. Oh. Are you following me?
Sorry, my dear.
Don't pretend it wasn't you at the bus stop.
Oh, yes, of course. Earlier on, this young lady and myself had a bit of a game of bumps a daisy. No lasting damage, I hope.
Oh, Michelle, for you.
Ooh, alcohol, just what I need.
Where's your uniform, Michelle?
Yeah, look, I can explain.
I have an appointment with Dr. Woodson, Barney Chalmers.
Take a seat. She'll call you when she's ready.
Yours, I think. Certainly not mine. It's not my shade.
No, Michelle, our meeting's really important.
Please, Julia, I'm dying here.
Well, I can't promise anything, but I want to check and double-check that everything's all right here.
And if it is?
I want to do the same at the mill. Then, and only then, I might consider rearranging my diary. Please, I want to see the contents of that bag. Oh. Yep. Well, you know the drill with burglary. Get a statement. You don't need me to hold your hand. Really? That bad? Get what you can from the neighbours. I'll get down to the hospital. Sorry!
Thank you. Much appreciated.
So how have you been managing?
Perfectly well. Perfectly.
No, I meant the surgery, while I was away.
Oh, no major hiccups. A Miss Lewisham has been fussing about a letter that wasn't replied to. This is handwritten and addressed personally to you, which is why I think Ruth saved it until your return.
Oh, well, it's probably a complaint or a begging letter or a sermon on the joys of faith healing.
Ooh.
Is that Michelle?
You okay, Barney? Still here?
Dr. Woodson kindly said I could put this up. What do you think? Does it get the message across?
Yeah. I, Barney Chalmers, agreed to have the operation that everyone tells me I should have.
It's going to take more than you and Dr. Woodson to get me to do that. Monday morning blues, is it? A bracing walk, that's what you need.
Oh, no, I seriously couldn't face it.
See, that's your generation talking, that is. You might have your texting and your MP3s and your Ant and Dex, but what you haven't got, if you don't mind me saying, is an adventurous spirit.
I'm adventurous. I'll try anything once. How do you think I ended up in this state?
Here, it's my last one. I was just going on for some more. But take it. Leatherbridge and District Ramblers Association. It's got our calendar. All our routes are in it. I think you'll find it of interest.
Barney, if God had wanted us to walk, he never would have gave us cars.
Oh.
I would prefer it if you didn't encourage that man, especially with so many female students coming in.
Hey, Barney. No, he's one of the good guys.
You wouldn't have thought so if you'd seen him at the bus stop this morning, bumping into me accidentally on purpose.
Vivian, it would have been an accident. Believe me. Poor bloke's only blind.
Miss Miranda Lewisham wrote to us about a week ago, and I've just read her letter. Seems her father, Professor Bernard Lewisham, was one of Leatherbridge University's smartest cookies, and he died back in January. Miss Lewisham has kindly sent us a cheque for £500. It's a little thank you to the practice for the care her father received during his last long illness. Now, isn't that nice? But there's a problem, because I don't think that she realises that the campus surgery has changed hands and we're under new management, and none of us here had any dealings with her father. So it would be very wrong to accept this cheque unless she's been told and has a chance to change her mind. Not that I want her to, of course.
So take the cheque back and turn on the charm. You're good at all that kind of stuff.
Because I'm up to here with work, Michelle. I'm trying to catch up after my holiday. I need Vivian on the desk, and all the doctors are busy today.
What, you want me to go?
Just as a little favour, not to me, to our patients. Come on, Michelle, do this for me. I'll forget about our meeting. Sounds like a good deal to me. And from my letter, she sounds like a really sweet old dear.
Hello?
This is private property. How dare you trespass?
I need you down at St Phil's now.
What, is this that burglary case you were on?
Well, burglary's a possibility, but it's hard to know when the victim's not want to give him a statement.
What, he's in a bad way?
She is.
It beggars belief, it really does. I sent her a cheque, and your practice manager thought it appropriate to send you to see me.
What's wrong with me?
Oh, no, you misunderstand me. My criticism was non ad hominem, which translates as not levelled against you personally.
Right. We never did Greek at my school.
It's Latin. My point being that if you are indeed a nurse, as you say you are, you surely should be nursing, not running errands.
I'm not on duty today, actually.
You came to see me in your free time. Then I must offer you tea.
No, it's okay. I haven't got the time, really.
It's Lap Sang Su Chong. You'll come to like it if you make the effort.
Like a bad penny, I have returned.
Mr. Chalmers,
It's all right, I've got permission to leave these.
about the misunderstanding earlier, I am sorry.
Oh, there's no need to apologise. It's me to blame. I've got 2 left feet.
I wouldn't have reacted the way that I did if I'd known about your condition.
You mean you didn't guess? Well, that's the best compliment you could have paid me. Thing is, I like to keep it a bit secret.
Whatever for?
Oh, to stop people fussing, you know. There's nothing like people trying to cheer you up to get you down.
I know what you mean.
Oh, you all right, love? As soon as I get an earful of that, I give them one of these. And say, no, everything's hunky-dory. That shuts the beggars up.
You've read all of these?
My father has. Had. And written a few of them.
Bernard Lewisham. But landscape as metaphor in 19th century fiction.
He had a passion for nature, which he instilled in me. I, in turn, attempted to instill it in my pupils. I was a school teacher, you know.
You don't say.
My school was in Kent, one of the best. Girls had to be very bright to go there.
Had to be brave to go to mine. I bet yours was a boarding school, wasn't it? Did you have to live there? With all the kids in the school?
I did, for 20 years. And I would have happily lived there for another 20. But it was not to be. Daddy was taken ill.
You came back to Lethbridge to nurse him?
Well, there's nobody else. He needed constant care. It was a severe stroke.
That must have been really tough.
It was. But he always showed such remarkable fortitude.
No, I meant it must have been tough for you. Having to give up your career and everything.
On the contrary, it was a privilege to do what I could for him. If you can't understand that, my girl, perhaps you're in the wrong profession.
No, I do understand. Really, I do.
You've nursed a dying father?
No. My carers I've spoken to, and I've met a lot. They say that there's something even harder than the nursing. It's afterwards, when they're not needed anymore, and they realise they've got this gaping hole in their life.
I'm at a loose end. Is that what you think?
Well, you're bound to be until you get your life back on track, get back to work, wake up in the mornings feeling like you've got something to do with your day.
You think I don't? Follow me, please.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Do you know what happened yet?
Yeah, we're getting there. Just give me a minute. So, you talked to both neighbours? Right.
And you think I spent my days twiddling my thumbs? When I have all of this to deal with. My father's papers. As you can see, he was a little disorganised. It's left to me to sift through every one of these pages.
And you think there might be something interesting in here?
No, I said he was disorganised, not stupid. It was a source of great solace to him in his last years that his life's work had been completed. Everything he wanted to see published had been published.
So what's all this?
First draft of his second book. Notes for his Cambridge lectures on Keats. Jottings he made at a conference in Vienna. His undergraduate notes. Michaelmas, 1952.
Razor blades, pipe cleaners, Reading. This is a shopping list?
You keep your fingers to yourself. I'm endeavouring to bring some order here. I have to organise, collate, index, file.
Why?
Well, somebody has to.
Why?
You wouldn't understand.
Try me. And don't say it's what he would have wanted, because you already said he'd published everything he wanted to publish. All this is just leftovers.
Just take the cheque, and then you can get on with your day off, and I can get on with my life.
Oh, come on, this isn't a life.
I'm sorry.
Burying your head in all these papers, this isn't a life.
Silly me. I failed to appreciate that I was in the presence of an authority on what constitutes the well-lived life. Are you with Plato on the subject? Or Kierkegaard, possibly? Or do you side with Nietzsche?
OK, looking down your nose at people might have done the business when you're in the classroom, but it doesn't work on me. Miss. It's
entirely my fault. I shouldn't have expected somebody like you to understand how a love for scholarly endeavour or for a truly remarkable father...
OK, now stop right there. You think that only people that speak Latin knows what it's like to lose a dad?
Well, I had no intention, nor did I in any way imply
if
that you were...
If your dad was as smart as you say he is, Now you think that what you're doing is an insult. Using this as excuse not to live your own life.
You wait here, young lady. You will come back here this instant.
Stinking old bag.
So you're having proper driving lessons with a professional? What, did it get too much for Jimmy?
He never complained. But then he wouldn't. He's a very considerate and understanding young man.
Yeah, he is. Well, we didn't get the money, did we?
Miss Lewisham felt that, under the circumstances, she should withdraw her offer. Hoped you wouldn't be too disappointed and all that. So I'm going to be off home to bed then, yeah?
Not until you've cross-checked your requisition list and your supplier's invoice.
No way! Julia.
It won't take you long.
Along the mountain track, and as I go, I love to sing my knapsack on my back. Valderie, Valdera, Valderie, Valderie.
Is this important?
Yes, very.
Oh.
Un regalo de España.
Gracias, muchas gracias.
Joy in a bottle. Well, that's what the gypsy that sold it to me said.
Wow, have you been ODing on this? Because you've definitely been doing something. You look completely radiant. Disgustingly so.
Yeah, well, you know, a week in Spain works wonders.
It's all down to sun, sangria and...
Siesta, I think is the word you're looking for.
Do you take your siestas alone then, or shouldn't I ask?
Someone to see you. I wish to have a word about Nurse Corrigan.
Michelle, I think Julia might want to have a word with you. Good luck.
Never in my adult life has any girl, any person, had the audacity to speak to me the way she did. The effrontery to question my judgment, to traduce my chosen way of life. And I'm grateful to her for it.
I'm sorry?
My father, a tireless champion of the truth, always taught me to value those who are prepared to ignore the consequences and say what they believe needs to be said.
Yes, well, Nurse Corrigan has always done that.
I tore up the cheque for 500, and I wrote you another.
1,000 pounds? Are you sure?
Do I strike you, Miss Parsons, as someone who doesn't know my own mind?
How long has she been like this?
She was conscious when the neighbours found her. She was very confused, but she managed to get across what she thinks happened.
But it was a robbery, right?
It's worse than that.
You mean...
We'll need the results of an examination to be sure.
Well, she's unconscious, so you're going to need consent from her next of kin.
There are none. But we've got the OK from the hospital. We'll need the forensics as soon as possible, Jimmy.
Well, thank you once again. I'll let you know how we spend it.
So, can I drive you somewhere?
May. May you drive me? You undoubtedly can, in the sense of having the ability to. May, on the other hand, is a request for permission.
All right, you're not at school now.
You'll forgive me, I'm sure.
You miss it, don't you? Giving it all that.
Well, what one misses is not... one misses the cut and thrust of social intercourse. Since being in Lethbridge, I've been so busy nursing Daddy, I've had little opportunity to establish a social hinterland. to integrate myself within a social network.
You need to get yourself out there. Join a club. You'll find loads of people you hit it off with.
Hitting it off with people has never been my forte.
You did with me. We can do something together if you want.
You and I?
Yeah. And I think I know just the place we can go to.
In fairness to Marcia, she didn't go near the booze. But then again, she didn't have time to. She was too busy eating, or apologising, or throwing up, or hitting on every man between the age of 19 and 90.
Did you get lucky?
No.
You did.
Now, what makes you say that?
Oh, I don't know, sixth sense. What would you like?
Charming.
Grey and distinguished. They always are with you.
Not always.
Young? Aha! How young?
You know what? They marinate these in garlic and basil.
Well, he has certainly put a smile on your face. And a very smug smile, if I might say.
Yeah, well... Just that he made me feel good about myself, you know? It's been a while since I've been able to say that.
When you seeing him again?
No, it was just a fling, you know? It was just a really nice way to spend a few days. I mean, that's all either of us expected or wanted from it. Probably won't remember his name in a month.
You must think me foolish to have devoted my life to my father these last 5 years.
I don't. If I'm honest, I'm sort of jealous.
Me?
When my dad died, it came out of the blue. No illness, no warnings, no chance to say goodbye. To make up for all those teenage arguments, to let him know how much I really... Here's me in a caring profession. And the one person I cared about most in the whole wide world, I never got the chance to care for. How sad's that? So you were dead lucky, and don't you forget it. You had 5 years to show your dad you thought he was an okay sort of bloke.
An okay sort of bloke. Not as elegant a phrase as my father might have coined, but could serve as a fitting epitaph. I wonder what that is in Latin.
I wonder who that could be.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right, let's get started.
I knew you couldn't resist the temptation of joining us on our little stroll.
Yeah, I'd love to, but I've got a bed that needs crawling into.
This is a jolly little party. How delightfully serendipitous that we should have been here when you turned up.
Isn't it just?
Yeah, Michelle here was saying how she'd just love to come along with us.
No.
Hey, you're welcome as well. There's only 6 miles to go, and there's a pub at Journey's End that sells real ale. And if we're really lucky, the Morris dancers will be there.
Yeah, you should go. I've got to go back to work.
It's your day off, you told me. Oh, we'd both be delighted to join you. You could do with some fresh air, my girl, and plenty of it. You are coming.
Oh, of course she'll come. This is the lass that said she'll try anything once.
Okay, just promise me I won't have tomorrow's dance.
You're okay, aren't you, Vivian?
Of course.
You sure?
Everything is hunky dory.
What precisely is wrong with Mr. Chalmers?
You know I can't reveal information about one of my patients.
I understand.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Mr. Chalmers, look at that kestrel.
Oh, yes. Magnificent spectacle.
There was no kestrel, nor anything remotely ornithological. You cannot see. Why keep up the pretense?
Let it pass, love. Everything's hunky-dory.
Well, smiling inanely hardly begins to address the situation. What's the prognosis? Your side, can they fix it?
It's what they call genetic, which means...
I know what genetic means. Is it inoperable?
My old man let the surgeons loose on him once. Made it worse, if anything.
Barney, that was 30 years ago. Procedures have advanced so much since then.
She's worse than Dr. Woodson. Don't worry your little head about it. I'm happy as I am. I play the cards I've been dealt. You don't hear me complaining.
Well, that's remarkably brave of you. Remarkably stoical. And remarkably stupid.
He's just a bit scared, that's all. Aren't you, Barney? It's just nerves. Can't ever go in for that.
Can I not? I had a girl in my upper sixth, 1991, wouldn't sit the Oxford entrance examination because of nerves. Took me 30 minutes to talk her out of her silliness. How long before we reached the public house?
About an hour and a half.
That should be ample. Continue walking. Now, Mr. Chalmers, in your own time, articulate any rational arguments you can muster against your undergoing surgical procedure that will transform your life.
Not finished yet. I just got to check for bruising.
It's 400,000.
The examination proves she was raped. Does that help?
Well, that's a start. See, I'm not invited to Mallorca, so I won't get to meet her mystery lover. I hear her whispering on the phone. She giggles.
Stepping up to the plate next on BBC1 Scotland, can dog-loving amateur cooks take the lead in the kitchen? And later, more contestants find the questions difficult to swallow when Anne turns up the heat on the weakest link at 5:15.